Warning! This video is intended for educational and MS documentary purposes. The host, Jenny, of the podcast show, The Demon Within, is not a doctor or any type of professional medical advisor.
Medical disclaimer. I'm a podcast host and a fellow fighter navigating this journey alongside with you. Not a doctor, and I'm not any type of medical professional. The information shared in this episode is for educational, storytelling, and supportive purposes only, and should never replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult with your neurologist, endocrinologist, or trusted healthcare provider before making any changes to your medication, hormone therapy, or health routines. Welcome back to The Demon Within. I'm your host, Jenny. Living with multiple sclerosis feels like you're fighting an invisible beast on a daily basis. Am I right? We deal with unpredictable flare-ups, invisible fatigue, and a body that feels like sometimes it's speaking a language that we can't understand. But what happens when you hit your late 40s and a whole new level of hormonal chaos enters the chat? Suddenly, your brain fog is thicker, your exhaustion is bone deep, and your body feels completely foreign. Is it your MS progressing? Is it a new lesion? Or have your hormones completely gone off the rails? Now listen, if you think this episode is just for the women tuning in, think again. While female menopause gets a lot of airtime, men experience a parallel midlife hormonal transition too, often called andropause, or late-onset hypogonadism, where testosterone steadily declines, bringing on fatigue, mood shifts, and cognitive fog. If you're a man living with MS, this biological shift can severely amplify your symptoms. And if you're a husband, boyfriend, or partner, watching the person you love navigate this storm, you're impacted too. And you need real coping skills to survive and support them. Today, I am pulling back the curtain on the collision between MS and midlife hormonal changes. We'll look at the hows and whys, explore how it uniquely affects both men and women, and examine the profound impact this has on intimacy. Plus, I'm going to discuss actionable coping strategies recommended by real medical professionals, including how partners can show up without losing themselves in the process. Let's dive in.
The views expressed in these advertisements are those of the businesses themselves. The Demon Within Surviving MS podcast does not officially endorse.
Life with an invisible illness can feel completely isolating, but you don't have to navigate it alone. Meet Terry and Nick, the brilliant minds behind 40 Below Zero, an international podcast hosted by two guys living with multiple sclerosis. They keep it real, raw, and unfiltered about the daily realities, challenges, and triumphs of life with MS. I'm Jenny, host of the Demon Within podcast Surviving MS, and I had the absolute honor of being a guest on their show. The conversations they're having are powerful, educational, and deeply validating. If you or someone you love is fighting multiple sclerosis, you need to check them out. Tune in, subscribe, and join the community over at 40 Below Zero today, available everywhere.
The biological collision. What happens to your body? To understand why this phase of life hits an MS body so hard, we have to look at what's happening on the inside. Whether you're male or female, your body relies on protective hormones to keep your nervous system strong. When those hormones drop, your body loses its safety net. Let's talk about women here. The loss of estrogen and what to look for. Let me explain what estrogen does. Estrogen is much more than a reproductive hormone. It acts as a natural shield for your brain and nervous system. It helps calm inflammation and supports the cells that keep your nerves healthy and working the way they should. Now, the menopause shift. When a woman goes through perimenopause and menopause, her ovaries slow down and stop producing estrogen. For someone living with MS, losing that protective shield can make old symptoms suddenly flare up or bring on brand new struggles. Let me tell you what to look for. Female menopause symptoms. The subject that nobody wants to talk about. And if you're not going through it yet, you'll eventually get there. God knows I never thought I'd be going through this right now, but here we are. First thing to look for is irregular periods or periods halting altogether. That's the only good thing about menopause, ladies. No more menstrual cycle. Can I get a standing ovation for that one? That's the only good thing that comes out of this whole mess. Your period eventually will stop. So, standing ovation to that one. Out of all the other crap we go through, that is the only good thing that comes from that. Now the bad thing. The really, really bad thing. Severe hot flashes and night sweats. That's for both men and women. Not just women, men go through it too. When the change of life happens, whether you're a woman going through menopause or a man going through andropause, those hot flashes and night sweats can literally make you feel like you're walking through hell or Dante's Inferno. It's one of the worst symptoms. The heat is internal and it does not stop. It's horrible. I don't know about some of you guys out there, but cold showers help for me in that moment of being overwhelmed by heat. And the AC is always getting cranked up. Next thing to look for is bone deep exhaustion and sleep disturbances, intense brain fog, memory lapse, and word finding difficulties. Honestly, I feel like I've gone dumber since menopause started. I'll be talking to someone in mid-sentence and then completely forget what I was saying. Let's talk about the unexplained mood swings. Because that's always fun. One minute you're happy, the next you're raging out on your spouse, significant other. It's pretty bad. Or you can get anxiety or sudden irritability. For my husband and children that have to deal with me on a daily basis, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This struggle is real for all of us in this house. Joint aches and physical stiffness, which I struggle on a daily basis before the menopause hit, it's just worse now. Most mornings, I feel like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, and I can't get out of bed. I feel like somebody needs to oil my ankles. It's usually my ankles that get massively stiff and I can't walk. Vaginal dryness, discomfort, and a drastic drop in libido. This is when intercourse gets tricky and painful. Ladies, let's be real now. I strongly recommend lubricant. It is a must if you're going through menopause, especially if you have MS and you want to be intimate with your significant other. Lubricant is a must. Now let's talk about the frustration we all have with doctors. This is why so many women and men feel like they're not being heard. When you go to the doctor for severe brain fog and bone-deep exhaustion, they take an MRI and they tell you, your scan looks stable. That's because standard MRIs only show scarring on your nerves. They can't show the chemical changes happening in your brain when your estrogen levels drop or your testosterone levels drop for men. Your pain and exhaustion are completely real. Don't let anyone tell you different. Even if your scan doesn't show it.
hold that thought, everyone. We're briefly evicting the demon within for a quick word from the folks who keep our lights on and our infusion chairs comfortable. Stay tuned. We'll be back to wrestling the beast in just a moment. The demon within will return after these messages, provided we can remember where we left the microphone.
In 2011, at just 31 years old, Lydia's life changed forever. Diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, she embarked on a journey of resilience and determination to navigate the realities of treatment. For 13 years, she faced long hours in clinical settings, searching for comfort and normalcy amidst the cold, sterile environment amongst hospitals. But Lydia refused to let her diagnosis define her. She turned her experience into a mission, creating infusion wear, zip sleeve, adaptive sweatshirts. These aren't just clothes. They are a solution, designed by a warrior for warriors. Infusion wear offers discreet sleeve zippers that allow easy access to IVs while keeping you warm and cozy. The greatest reward for Lydia is seeing her customers share their stories and hearing how these sweatshirts have made their toughest days a little brighter. Because hospitals may be cold, but you don't have to be. Order your infusion wear today and receive 15% off with code JENNY. Visit www.infusionwear.com.
Ad disclaimer. The views expressed in these advertisements are those of the businesses themselves. The Demon Within Surviving MS podcast does not officially endorse, guarantee, or take responsibility.
Let's talk to the men now. The drop in testosterone and what to look for. Let's talk about what testosterone actually does. We talk a lot about women's hormones, but rarely discuss what happens to men. Testosterone is so much more than just muscle mass or reproductive health. For a man, testosterone acts as a primary fuel for your entire system. It protects your nerve cells, keeps your mood steady, powers your physical energy, and drives your confidence in sex life. When testosterone is flowing right, it acts as a steady anchor for your mind and your body. Let's talk about the midlife shift and the MS connection. As men get older, a drop in testosterone is a natural part of aging. But when you layer multiple sclerosis on top of that, the rules change entirely. Medical studies show something alarming. Men living with MS frequently have much lower testosterone levels than healthy men the exact same age. That means the natural slowdown of aging doesn't just tap you on the shoulder. It hits you like a freight train because your nervous system is already fighting a daily battle against MS. Now men, here's what you gotta look for. Crushing physical fatigue that simply cannot be fixed. A noticeable decline in muscle mass and overall physical strength. Increased body fat, mainly around your midsection, that belly, that gut. Emotional shifts, including depression, loss of motivation, and irritability. Cognitive slowing, poor concentration, and mental fatigue. There is a quiet, painful drop in libido, erectile dysfunction, and loss of morning erections. Now, here's the quiet struggle with intimacy. And we need to talk what this does to a man's intimate life. When testosterone levels drop, it doesn't just steal your physical energy. It steals your libido, affects your sexual health, and shakes your confidence to its core. Many men suffer through this in absolute silence because society tells men they just have to deal with it as they age. But when you're a man fighting MS, losing that physical connection and drive makes you feel like you're losing a piece of who you are, putting a heavy, unspoken emotional strain on both you and your partner. Let's talk about the shared reality, carrying that double burden. Whether you're a woman facing the loss of estrogen or a man navigating a drop in testosterone, the final destination is the same. Think about what your body is already going through every single day. Your nervous system is working overtime, fighting an invisible war just to help you move, think, and get out of bed. It's already exhausting. Then, right in the middle of life, your productive hormones pack up and decide to leave. They take away the last little bit of safety net your body and brain depended on.
A disclaimer. The views expressed in these advertisements are those of the businesses themselves. The Demon Within Surviving MS podcast does not officially endorse, guarantee, or take responsibility for the products or services provided by third parties.
For decades, Lawrence Morello has navigated life with multiple sclerosis, a journey that changed his body, but never his heart. While the world saw a diagnosis, his son saw something entirely different. Lawrence searched everywhere for a book to help his child understand why. Dad moved differently. When he couldn't find a story that captured their reality, he decided to write it himself. The result is My Superhero with Wheels, a breathtaking, must-read children's book that proves that while mobility aids may change how we move, they never diminish the power of a parent's love. Discover the story that is changing how families talk about disability, resilience, and the true meaning of a hero. Grab your copy today and show your little ones that real strength doesn't need to walk, it just needs to love.
Lawrence Morello is an MS warrior advocate and the founder of the MS Reset, a platform dedicated to empowering those living with multiple sclerosis and chronic illness. A passionate content creator, Lawrence has expanded his advocacy to literature with his debut children's book, Superhero with Wheels, inspired by his relationship with his young son. Grab your copy today on Amazon.
Before we move on and how to handle this, I want to just pause here for a moment. As we navigate heavy battles like chronic illnesses and midlife changes, many of us look for anchors beyond medicine. I like to bring timeless wisdom and scripture into the space because human pain is ancient and people have been searching for comfort in the storm for thousands of years. Now, I want to make something completely clear from the bottom of my heart. Everyone is welcome here, exactly how you are. Whether you're deeply religious, spiritual, questioning, or not religious at all, you belong in this space. This podcast is a war room for anyone fighting a chronic illness, and it's never about religion or judgment. Believe in whatever brings you peace, practice whatever faith or philosophy sustains you, or hold space for whatever makes sense in your world. All paths, all backgrounds, and all walks of life are welcomed with open arms in this war room. When we look at the weight of completely feeling worn down, an ancient proverb hits remarkably close to home. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22. When our bodies feel like they're drying up from the inside due to hormonal shifts and chronic illness, finding joy can feel monumental. But acknowledging the weight is the first step to lightening it. If you're sitting there wondering why everything feels so much harder now, why the fatigue is heavier, why your intimacy feels broken, and why you feel so worn down, please know this. You are not failing, and you are not alone. You're carrying a double burden, and it's okay to acknowledge how hard that really is. Now that we understand the biological storm happening inside, the big question is, what do we actually do about it? You don't have to just sit back and take it. Real medical and wellness professionals have clear, practical ways to fight back and reclaim your quality of life. There's medical options and medical support out there. You just have to talk to the right specialists. Don't rely solely on your general practitioner or assume your neurologist handles hormones. You need a dream team. Work closely with an endocrinologist, a gynecologist who specializes in menopause, or an open-minded urologist who understand how hormones intersect with chronic illness. Let's talk about HRT. hormone replacement therapy. Let's explore that.
Whoa, what are you?
Ad disclaimer, ad disclaimer.
The views expressed in these advertisements are those of the businesses themselves. The Demon Within, Surviving MS Podcast, does not officially endorse, guarantee, or take responsibility for the products or services provided by third parties.
Surviving Life is a deeply honest and uplifting memoir by Ricky Harvey, a British author who has lived with primary progressive MS for over 2 decades. From a turbulent childhood marked by family conflict to the challenges of serious illness, Ricky shares a life shaped by resilience, love, travel, and unmistakable British humor. This is not a medical book, but a lived experience story, one that balances tears with laughter and hardship with hope. Along the way, Ricky reflects on marriage, family, disability, and the importance of finding light even in the darkest moments. As praised by Paul Lima, the book is told with humor, honesty, and a huge heart. Surviving Life is a reminder that love, family, and humor can carry us through anything.
Surviving Life can be purchased on Amazon. The author of this book, Ricky Harvey, donates 20% of royalties to his local MS therapy center.
For many women, modern bioidentical or standard HRT can safely restore that missing chemical shield, helping lift brain fog, stabilize mood, and erase the severe shifts in intimacy. For men, supervised testosterone replacement therapy through gels, patches, or injections can drastically rebuild energy levels, improve mental clarity, and restore a sense of vitality. Always discuss your specific MS history with your doctor to find what is safe for you. If replacement therapy isn't an option for you right now, doctors can target specific symptoms, from low-dose medications to manage nerve pain and fatigue to non-hormonal treatments that ease vaginal dryness or sexual dysfunction. There are medical tools available designed specifically to give you relief. Let's discuss the physical and lifestyle adjustments. Movement that respects your limits. When fatigue is bone deep, traditional exercise feels impossible. Instead, focus on low-impact movement that protects your joints and calms your nervous system, like gentle swimming, restorative yoga, or stretching. Movement helps stimulate blood flow and natural endorphins without crashing your system. Because your nervous system is already under siege, daily stress management is non-negotiable, people. Non-negotiable. Regardless of your background, taking time to pause, practice deep breath work, or carving out 10 minutes of quiet time can lower cortisol, reduce inflammation, and help keep your nervous system flares from spiraling out of control. Also, focus on an anti-inflammatory diet, rich in healthy fats, leafy green, and antioxidants to give your cells the raw materials they need to fight back against the wear and tear on your body. Now let's talk about how partners can show up without losing themselves in the mix. If you're listening to this as a partner, boyfriend, husband, or loved one, I see you. Watching someone you love fight a daily war against MS, and now watching them navigate this exhausting hormonal shift can make you feel helpless, overwhelmed, and completely burned out. Here's how you can show up for them and for yourself without losing who you are in the process. Shift from fixing to witnessing. Your partner doesn't need a solution. They need a witness. When your partner is crying from exhaustion, raging at brain fog, or grieving changes in their body, your first instinct is to try to fix it. But you can't fix biological decline with just advice. Instead, sit with them in the hard truth. You can say, I see how hard this is, and I'm right here with you. Validation is more powerful than any advice you'd ever be able to offer. Separate the person from the symptoms. When fatigue, hormonal rage, or depression take over, remember who you fell in love with. Remind yourself that the frustration or distance you're feeling at that moment is driven by a neurological and hormonal storm. It's not a reflection of your relationship. Redefining intimacy when the rules change. Let's be completely real for a second, okay? Because nobody hands you an instruction manual for this part of your life. Think about what it's like when you've spent decades building a life with your loved one, your spouse, your partner, your significant other, sharing histories, routines, and a deep physical connection. And then, MS and midlife hormones show up and completely rewrite the script. Suddenly, intimacy can start feeling physically painful, completely exhausting, or emotionally heavy.
We're stepping away from the demon within for a word from our sponsors. Don't go far, though. We're trading the battle for a blueprint. Stick around for a special book reveal that proves every story is worth telling. We'll be right back.
They walked away to protect their secrets. Fate brought them back to reveal the truth. When Emil disappeared from Rachel's life, he took her unspoken what-ifs with him. He was drowning in unrelenting pain.
She was quietly navigating a new life with multiple sclerosis.
Neither felt whole enough to stay. Now, a chance encounter at a Toronto credit union
brings them face to face.
He's no longer the rising star she knew.
And she's the one in charge.
Amidst the routine of the workday, old tensions reignite, forcing them to confront the lovesick reality of their lives. From prolific author Paul Lima comes a story of love interrupted and the bravery it takes to be vulnerable when your body feels like the enemy, lovesick. Paul Lima has lived with secondary progression MS for 25 years. Paul is a veteran writer and the author of more than 45 books across non-fiction and fiction. A former business writing trainer and freelance specialist, Paul now focuses on crafting deeply resonant novels that explore life's unspoken moments. His latest work, Lovesick, is a testament to his ability to blend realistic life challenges with the complexities of modern romance.
Paul Lima's books can be found on Amazon and as EPUBs on Kobo.com.
The views expressed in these advertisements are those of the businesses themselves. The Demon Within Surviving MS podcast does not officially endorse, guarantee, or take responsibility for the products or services provided by third parties.
I'll be completely unfiltered with you. I live this. When I look at my own body, fighting multiple sclerosis, while all of a sudden fighting menopause, there are days where I feel like a complete stranger in my own skin. The brain fog rolls so thick, I can't find basic words in mid-sentence. The bone-deep exhaustion makes even standing up feel like climbing a mountain. And my body feels like it's actively rebelling against me. And it spills right over to my marriage with Teddy, my spouse. When you're both running on fumes, it's so easy to accidentally slip up into feeling like you're just roommates, instead of husband and wife. There's nights when traditional intimacy feels less like a loving connection and more just like another exhausting chore on an impossible to-do list. Now, don't get me wrong. For me and my spouse, physical intimacy has always been our strongest connection. Now, listen. Intimacy does not mean sex. I will be very clear on that. Intimacy is a lot of things. It's just simply being in the same room, watching a movie together, cuddling on the couch, snuggling close, holding hands, a deep conversation with one another. those are intimate things. But when your body hurts and your energy is completely drained and all the hormones you have are going nuts and are crashing, romance can die a really quick death if you try to force old expectations on it. If you and your partner are sitting there feeling that exact same disconnect, I want to give you permission to rip up the old rulebook. Like I said before, intimacy doesn't always have to end up in sex. And taking that heavy performance pressure off your shoulders changes everything. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just slow down and get back to the basics. Holding hands like I told you, snuggling on the couch, warm hugs. Just the little moments that count the most for intimacy. For me, it's a quiet back rub from my husband, Teddy, at the end of the day, or foot massage. Oh my gosh, he gives the best foot massages. Intimacy can be just lying in the dark and talking without any phones in your hands or any type of distractions. When we talk about standing shoulder to shoulder with our partners through the hardest points of our life, another piece of ancient text captures this bond brilliantly. Whether you view it through a lens of scripture or simply as profound human wisdom on companionship, it reminds us why we fight for each other. Because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. Escalations chapter 4, verses 9 through 10. This is what partnership is truly about. When physical pain, hormonal drops, or low sex drive try to build a wall between you and your significant other, emotional closeness and grace build a bridge right over it. When you drop the expectations, you finally make room to just be present with the person who has been there in your corner through it all. Let's talk about protecting your well-being, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Let's be honest, you guys, about what happens behind closed doors when you're trying to hold everything together. If you lose yourself completely trying to manage your partner's illness, burnout doesn't just knock on your door. It kicks it down. And resentment? It has a way of quietly creeping in during the quiet hours of the night when you're running on empty. I lived those moments where you feel like you're pouring every ounce of your energy, patience, and love into someone else until there is literally nothing left for yourself. But here's the hard truth. You have to protect your own boundaries. That isn't selfish. It's survival. It means giving yourself permission to step away. Go work on your own projects. Catch up with your own friends. Or just take a breath in an empty room when you need a recharge. You can't carry someone else through a storm if you let yourself drown in the process. I want to leave you with something personal today. Straight from my heart to yours. When I look back on my own journey navigating multiple sclerosis, and now facing the wild, unpredictable roller coaster of menopause, there are days where I look in the mirror and barely recognize the reflection staring back at me. I've sat at the edge of my bed in tears, wondering why my brain won't fire the way it used to, why the fatigue feels like a lead-weight blanket on me, and why my body feels like it's rebelling against every single thing I do. It's terrifying, it's frustrating, and some days, it's really lonely. If you're sitting in that same exact dark place right now, wondering if you're losing your mind, feeling like a stranger in your own skin, or worrying that your relationship won't survive the weight of it all, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken. You're navigating one of the most intense, invisible storms that life can throw at a person. You're dealing with an overlapping collision of a chronic illness and a biological shift that nobody warned you about. But you're also stronger than you know. We don't have to have it all figured out today. We just have to give ourselves permission to breathe, to lean on the people who love us, and to extend a little bit of grace to our tired, fighting bodies. Thank you so much for trusting me and for tuning in to The Demon Within, Surviving MS. Take care of yourselves, hold your loved ones close, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Is blessed. No matter what obstacle she faces, she finds a way to make it through. She's a survivor and a champion, and there's nothing that can be said or done that can ever take that away from her. This woman is blessed, believe it, she's a champion, living without stress, believe it, she's a champion. This woman is blessed, believe it, she's a champion, living without stress.